I just realized my mic wasn't on. Yeah, sorry guys. I was just talking about the kits. I should double check everything like I normally do now that I have everything open. It's just YouTube. I don't have to do my double check now. This is the one time I don't double check my stuff. This is what happens. Manage. Live link. Um, check that my connection's good. Connection's excellent. Volume. Check that my connection's good. Connection's excellent. Alright, so I got volume stuff. See, this is why I should check this. Okay. Round two. Yeah, I had already bought the big office pack, so I lost there. Then it's finally free, but it's a really good kit, and that's what I was showing you earlier. The house storage, like I said, it was probably my favorites. I've been wanting to buy it, but I just couldn't bring myself because it's a lot of money. Even when it's on sale, $50 off. I mean, sorry, 50% off, so $50. It's just, it is a lot of stuff, but I just couldn't bring myself to I just never had the money to pick it up, and now that it's free for the month, that's awesome. SQL integrating, obviously, database systems could always be useful for games. Waters for cartoons. This is not really helpful for me, but if you are doing the stylized, I'm sure this is really good for cartoon shaders for water, making it look really cool. And the templates are always good. Toolkits. And he said I'm still waiting on the template I want to use for my game. The easy survival template. It really gets you on the ground running for new developers, or if you're just a solo dev. It's gonna help get a lot of that systems down. A lot of these guys do it properly the first time, and it's gonna help you just get going. You know what I mean? It's as a solo developer, you don't have a lot of time to just sit there and do these big deep dives on huge systems. Where at least this stuff's done, then you can edit it and tweak it to the way you need it, right? So again, this comes with the time, like a time and day manager. It comes with a quest system. The lock actor is like you can have a treasure chest, and you can do like a lock picking widget to like like lock picking like Skyrim or something to unlock the chest to get it. Interactions, obviously you can interact with chests and items around the world. There's a chest there, for example. Eagle is like he just has a demo, like a eagle in there for now, but it's kind of like the Assassin's Creed kind of like flyover view. You control the eagle, and then it kind of looks around for you. Yeah, GUI system. So it's just like all your basic stuff that you need to start. So that's the free for the month. The new permanently free asset, which you can go to the permanently free collection, is this sand stylized Egypt. So if you're doing like a stylized it, this could be useful for you. I'm not doing anything stylized. Yeah, this is really big. That's for before. But yeah, I'm not doing anything stylized, so it wasn't really the most useful for me, but I still picked it up anyway. But yeah, sorry I've been late. This whole thing has been kind of wonky. Because I was trying to do a new stream setup. So you didn't see this writing above my head here. Well, I know you can't see my mouse, but above my character's head just is the Unreal Live Link preview. And I know a lot of other people, when they're doing their streaming, they don't have that, like JS Films and stuff. So I went back and tried to look for his videos to see how he does his stuff. And I showed you guys that last time. And unfortunately, with his video, like the thing he suggested to pick up, I think it's probably OWL, open, open film project, live, no, stream, no. I usually have to do it this way, the way I showed you guys on the video on Sunday. If I go stream, enter there, go to page 2, might show you what the product name is again, I always forget it. Off-world, video, audio, Off World Live. Off World Live. Video audio. Let's see if we can do that video. Oh, so it is called Video Audio Alpha. Right? So this is what, if I went to JS Films, this is what he says he uses or would use. And then you just download the OBS plugin and you're good to go. I installed this to my engine, but it only runs on 4.25. So then I could go and download 4.25 and run it there, but I kind of want to keep it running with the latest and the greatest stuff because I do want to use metahumans and everything like that. He is using a metahuman, so I don't know if he just ran out 4.25 and then brought his metahuman into 4.25, like downscaling, or just took the mesh and stuff like that. But as new features come out, especially with Quickle Bridge and Mixer and stuff like that, I want to make my guys zombitized and a lot of different features and things like that. I just want to do it on the fly. I don't want to really worry about that. So if it doesn't work with Unreal Engine 5, you know what I mean, that could be a nightmare for me. So I was trying to get that to work, and obviously the plugins just don't work with the old plugins just don't work on the new engine, like right out of the box. So it's been a nightmare trying to fix, and I was hoping to get that done today. So sometimes when I lay the kids down, so I get time to start doing this stuff, I got a little bit of time before stream to try to do things, and I was trying to spend that half hour to set that up, and I couldn't do it in a half hour. So you see me panicking, rushing in at the last second here. For now, we will open up our game here. Since I already went over, since I went over the free for the month assets already. I hope you guys are doing good. It's nice to see you guys for another stream. So what we left off doing is again just waiting for Easy Survival RPG Kit. We want to get certain systems in place. So they always suggest to build off the Lyra game. I'm building the survival game, and looking at Lyra, there's just so much stuff that doesn't work for survival. It's crazy. Like they don't even have a proper interact system set up. They do have a template, but it's not like, it was just a rough kind of draft from what I understand. Reading into the documentation, it is not ready for making games with and stuff like that right now at all. Right? Which, again, they promise that they'll be constantly updating the Lyra starter kit as time goes on. But I can't wait forever, and plus I already had other kits to work with. So again, the main kit I'm working with is Easy Survival RPG. That's my main focus, and then because it's new systems and stuff, I am going to add stuff and modes and things like that. So I do like the Lyra, and I will have it just as a separate mode. And with Lyra, it's a way more lightweight system. So doing something when you're just doing the shooters, like the team deathmatch, I don't need to use all the Easy Survival character stuff, because it's going to be a pretty heavy character. Oh, my strings are going nuts again. Because it's going to have swimming, climbing, shooting, hunting, all that's like survival. Like the character's pretty, and going to be like overkill for, it's going to be overkill for something like just a team deathmatch. So having different modes that use different characters that have different setups is really good for performance and stuff like that. It's going to be way better than I just use the Lyra thing for performance. So I wanted to do that test, the test that you see when I'm pulling up this basic menu thing. Clearly I don't have a class here, so I gotta have to, in order to continue, I'm gonna have to delete my old save file. As you can see, it's finishing actor spotting and stuff. It's getting a little bit mad. That's fine. Might end up pulling up this a couple of times. Finding homes, saved, version 4, yep, saved files, save games. So for me, it's just using the default save for now. So when I hit play here, we got our character. We can do character select. We get the basic guy, and I'm just dealing with the standalone, no Oh, I already got the virtual memory thing. Hopefully the performance isn't too bad. Sometimes I see that the performance isn't too bad. Let me just check here. Alright, look fine. Okay, I don't need like top tier performance right now. Well, later on maybe. And that's another thing. Like, he has put in a bunch of stuff to make it more performance better, like zero like lag and stuff. But I think the reason why there's so many errors with the product here, let me see, is this is the nice web page and stuff he has set up. I think he went to selling the product again because people seen how good it was, and so now he actually wants to. This is all he has is the plugin and the streaming kit, and so if the streaming kit, the engine, is all free stuff, then what is he really trying to sell here? But he has a pricing tab here, and if you go to pricing, he's talking $100 per machine. And he has a little pop-up here. Sender and receiver, stuff like that. So he's probably going to give out the actual pre-licensed version purchase of any release for 12 in the 12 months following. Direct email chat, dedicated knowledge, no internet required. So it looks like he's switching to like a paid model instead of the free stuff that was there before, and you have to buy all this stuff. Where before, right, like when he was talking about the kit, you look at the Epic Games thing, it's just it's part of the free plugin install, and then the OBS is just a free plugin install. So it looked like it used to be free, but like I said, now the engine won't update because it was all free for 4.25. And it looks going forward for Unreal Engine 5 and stuff. It looks like it's going to have to be paid. So I might have to find a new way to update my character. What was I doing? Yeah, so we have this guy here. He looks cool. We could decorate him, dress him up. We've seen that lots of times. And just starting with the first thing first, the first button, I wanted to make sure everything works. So this is standalone. There's no networking, hosting, nothing. This is just if you want to get into things right away. We're going to have our lobby, which we're going to decorate, make it all good and stuff. And if you hit tab, you're going to have your different game mode settings available to you. Like I said, you can do team deathmatch. We're going to switch to play for all and free for all to other modes and stuff. And depending on the modes you pick, we're going to have different maps and the picture for the map there. And for team deathmatch, bots, how many bots, you know what I mean? Bots enabled, disabled, how many bots, stuff like that. And then once you set everything up, you ready up, we're going to launch. And so right now I'm testing with Lyra. I haven't found the menu thing, but worst case, I'll just delete this menu. Like I'll just go find where this is and overwrite it. So even like, cause it's like 5 seconds to do a loading screen. So even if they do an update and overwrites whatever Lyra stuff that I have that's not static, like that I haven't recreated, then it's fine. So I'm expecting an error here. Something's not gonna go right. Definitely should not. And then I have to delete my save character folder again because it's not going to go right. So what I did yesterday was 2 things. One was I worked with the metahumans to make a new metahuman class. And so there will, no matter what randomized metahuman you get, the hands are always going to link up. The hands are always going to look good. So I have this other skin so you can see its butt because I was doing some stuff that had to be friendly. So no matter what, whether you're fat, skinny, the hands always look good on that metahumans now. You can see I can see through her body a little bit to give her like an outline. That's what she's a friend. But again, it's gonna give me all these errors. And I couldn't figure out last time on Sunday what all these errors were. And obviously that's just a good simple team deathmatch mode, right? And then we have the domination mode and stuff like that, so we can have different modes. We're gonna set them up. The main thing is getting the characters to work in that mode. So what was the problem? The problem I found was that all the Lyra stuff, so all the character editor stuff that I was doing, so I go to character, even shooter male, for example. I started some of this stuff here already. All the character editor stuff that I was doing, so I was like, okay. Where is this? So it's not the shooter man. Oh. Customizer? No. Finding home systems, main systems, set characters. So set characters is called, so Lyra uses something called the gas system or the gameplay ability system. It's supposed to be super modular. It allows you to just add things and take things away. But it's really customizable, like modular system that does different things. So this component here gets added in the experience. We could do shooter, all content, shooter, sorry, the phone is making it hard for me to see what I'm trying to see. That would be easier to find. Shooter game? Shooter core? Shooter maps, maybe? Let's just close this up for a second, go to plugins. Shooter core. Experiences. There we go. Shooter game elimination. So this is the gas system. So you have what hero you want to use. That's your character. This is the inputs it's using. These are the components it's going to use. This is the HUD it's going to use. These are the accolades. So double kill, triple kill, quadruple kill. So you can add different things like that. Abilities are what kind of like abilities they're gonna have. So the ability set is the elimination set. If you go into the elimination set, that's your dash, that's your shoot gun, that's your grenade throw, that's all your abilities are set up there. And then you have different communities, which is the matchmaking scoreboard system they have, the music manager, the bot spawner, the splitting of the teams, the team rules. And then, as you can see, I have my set characters set up here, which is a blueprint I created myself off of something. That is the character spawner. Before it was just like randomized characters, and that's how you got all the, like, whether it was Quinn or Manny, it was just random. So I took the random character, I edited it, I made it so now it's going to have the metahumans, and my main character is going to be my main character, right? And because it's just added here, it's different than my lobby. So if I go back to all contents, finding home, UI, lobby. Oh no, Finding home, characters, my menu character, right? Ooh, what? Characters, menu character. So my menu character, when you spawn, right? When you click the play button, say to go to like the lobby or something, it's gonna look for the player start actor, which is like what you set up. I put a player start symbol here, I put a player start symbol there, and depending on how many players are joining and stuff like that, it will pick a different. It'll just choose one from the classes, right? And so you're not having people overlap on each other. So if somebody's already at that player start, it's going to pick the next one in the thing, and then it's going to possess that character. You know what I mean? Find out what class, and with the class that's choosing, it's going to get its CC component, set that character, dress that character, and it's replicated. So everybody is going to have whatever they chose to look like, right? But for Lyra, we don't have a character. We do have a character start, but it's a Lyra start. It's not a character start. First of all, and second of all, I can't spawn up a character because the character gets spawned in these this experience, this Lyra shooter game experience. So what I'm doing is just pretty much saying when I set the character, I'm gonna try to pass off as much save as much variables as I can. And so then I'm going to just, say, hey, I want to load either the default male or the default female. And so right now it's loading default male. I want to load that. And then in the default male, I'm like, okay, now that we're here, let's get our cosmetics, right? And that wasn't working. And I was like, oh, shit, like, what's going on? It took me a while to figure out. But if we go back, and people might not have noticed this, if I actually open my default male, and this is the character that works right now for, it's just a basic that I could run and do everything off of. Just the graph is pretty simple. A lot of the stuff is pretty simple because I'm gonna have to add pretty much all this stuff. But if I go to parent here, this is the base class, and if I go to parent here. This is a move it character. It's not a regular character. So I'm going to have to add all the easy survival stuff to these guys. The base character, the full character, and stuff like that. So I'm going to get the easy survival base, character. And so I'm not wrecking my base character in easy survival full character. So I'm not wrecking my full character. And then if anything goes wrong when I'm making those blueprints, I have these backup, right? But they're a character. In this case, it's a move it character, but move it character is based off of character, which is just a class. So he's based off a full character. When we look at the Lyra character, it's not a character, it's an actor, and it's a tagged Lyra actor. And when they're doing the set information and adding the character, they're adding an actor class. So that worked. And that does work with my, so you can see all the different attempts I had adding females, Lyra stuff, and I add my actual class. So when I actually add my actual class, technically it works because a character is an actor. But the problem isn't with this. The problem is with my character customizer now when I'm in this and I'm trying to load and set everything. Let's see, this is all just basics. Let's go to the event graph. Owner character, as character. But the Lyra guys aren't characters. They're actors. So now I realize for my entire character customer, I've already like I said, normally you don't want to edit the actual tools of when you buy a product. Like, so since I bought the character customizer, so if character customizer comes up with an update and I go to create product, migrate it in to get all that new updated good stuff, it's going to write over and delete any kind of changes that I've done to the character customizer. Now, so for the rest of the products, that's why I have my own finding home folder and all the extra stuff. And so for the rest of my projects, where it's the survival UI, whether it's the modular blueprint lobby system, whether it's the off-road vehicles, the hospital, Lyra itself, the crowd character somewhere, or even the climbing component, for the most part, if there's an update, I can just add it and it won't really have too much of effect on me. It won't really break too much stuff or anything like that. The character customizer right now, I've done so many edits to the actual physical character customizer just to make it work. If they comes up with an update, it's gonna like destroy everything. So at this point, it's like I've already gone too far. I might as well just keep going. But I have to come up with a good idea or a good way, and that's what I've been kind of thinking. That's what I've been stuck on last night after doing fixing the metahumans. Is the best process for completely like. Sorry, my OCD here. Let's closer to this. The best process for not having two character customizers. I don't want a character like to have two, because I want it definitely just to have the one easy cross compatible thing. So if I'm using character customizer and I'm doing all these edits, if there's an update, I'm gonna have to just take the loss in the update. And the character customizer is pretty good as it is. I like everything the way it is, so I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet on that one, I think. And just edit this. And so I'm gonna have to do tests to see if it's the Lyra character, and have variables in here to see if it's the Lyra character or if it's the not the Lyra character. And so if it is the Lyra character, we're gonna have to get owner actor. I guess, is that even a function? Is this a function itself? Oh, get owner character is an actual function. Get owner, and you're casting it to character. Boom, that will fail right there. Lyra's not a character. It's an actor. It has nothing to do with. And a character is of actor, but Lyra is not of character. It's how do I say this that's not confusing? So there's parent classes, right? When I show you this male, so this default male is of full character blueprint, which is of a basic character, which is of character, which is of actor, right? So there's like children all the way down. So technically, male is an actor. It is a full character. It is a base character and stuff like that. But an actor is not a default male, because this is a child of it. This default male is a part of actor, but actor is not a part of default male, if that makes sense. It goes one direction, not the other. So right there in the character customizer, I'd have to change this right off the hop. So we're gonna start. So some people wanted me to show code stuff and how I get into things, so I guess I'm gonna do this today. I hope it's not too boring or too jargon, but again, that's why I'm trying to get into talking and trying to make things interesting as possible. So the first things first, we're going to start with the begin play. A lot of our class settings, like I always say, suggest double make sure you get your sorry, my eye's itchy. Make sure you got all your interfaces and your class settings kind of set up first, and then you do your variables and your methods and stuff like that. When everything's working, you start off with the begin play, and then I go step by step. So begin play, we're going to initialize our variables. And we're initializing our variables. We're going to get character materials. So let's see what the character materials are. That's just it's just a material instance. That is fine. That is generic. That has nothing to do with the actual character class or anything. That is fine. Bring this over. Right underneath that. So I'm set underneath there. So we so Y about 2, about 2, about 2. This doesn't need to be way over there. About 2 distance away. Yeah, it could be down a bit. If we could fit this over. Doesn't look like we could fit this far enough, so this have to be there, and then since that has to be there, we can make some space. 2 got space there. So after we get the materials, it's going to see if post animation blueprint is go. And this is where we get into the trouble right off the hop. This is where we get into errors right off the hop. So, because you go into, we're initiating our variables, and in the initial variables, boom, right off here, we're checking if post animation blueprint is going to be good to go. And post animation blueprint is a method that off the branch checks if it's valid, and it's going to get the skeleton mesh from something that's tagged with character, which again, if we go to our mail, we go to our character, we scroll down 2 components here, it has our character tag, and our skeleton, this mesh does not, just like our default mail here that is working. We look, we have our character I gotta go here for that character, so the only one that has the character tag is the character, and the mesh does not. It's not. So we're getting our skeleton mesh from owner character. Owner character is a method that we have that casts a character. Now, I believe the actor, like I said, a character comes from an actor of type actor component. So if I was to make a new blueprint class of character, see, it's actor, pawn, character. Debatably, I can cast the actor. Now, normally I think you don't want to do this. You want to keep it at the lowest level possible. So this is taking a character, which again we can't. We're gonna have to take an actor. We're gonna break the link here. We're gonna break the link here. Break link here. We're gonna bring this down to here. I'm gonna break link here. I'm gonna break link here. And you see, it hooked up to this fine. If I go to here, you're gonna get a green check mark because it's a character as an actor. It's a pawn. It's a lot of things. So that wouldn't error. I'm just gonna keep this nearby just for reference, I guess. Again, I'm just gonna tidy this up as we go. And boom, we're gonna get this, and we're gonna hook that up there. And even if it wasn't able to go from the actor, we weren't able to get the actor, it was getting the CC customized level. Cast to level. Get target. Character. In this case, if that fails to cast the actor, we're going to get player character. we're gonna set player character. Is there a character? Don't think there is, because this is coming from this actor class. This is a cast 2 and actor class. So we're just going to delete that. So we're going to have this on standby down here. And if we can't get the owner actor, we're just going to get the player character, and we're going to return the player character. But again, not as a character, which normally would do, but as an actor. This is going to error because once we go back out, it's saying this is redundant. Because we already are getting an actor, you don't need to cast to an actor when it's already an actor. This is a redundant cast. So it's saying that you just do that. You don't need to cast. And then that would never actually fail. It's not going to fail because you're just getting the owner. So I'm just going to back up here. So now we're going to straighten this up a bit. We know it's all we're doing is just actually getting the owner. After just talking it through, this is pretty much useless. So we're going to go back to owner character, and we are just going to change it out to get owner. And from get owner, it's going to look for that skeleton mesh, no matter what the owner is. It doesn't matter. Hey, you an owner? Do you have a skeleton mesh? Good, I want it. Aw, damn. I forgot about saving when we're streaming. See, but talking about it out loud, guys, I know this time, no more saves. We're just going to compile each time. Saving for the ending when stream's over. It takes literally 2 seconds to save when I'm not streaming. I don't know why. Like I said, I was really hoping to get the stream set up better so then I don't have this and it's not doing these, like, I don't have these multiple windows open. And then maybe it'll be more performant. Maybe that's why. Frames are kind of dropped. I'm not sure. So let's see. I'll go back to event here. Initiate variables. Post them in. And now we're a get character owner, but now we realize we can't use this variable. We're gonna have to break that link. Nope, this is bad. And we'll put a comment here. Can't use as Lyra characters are not characters, but they are actors. Using get owner instead. And because this is an important thing, I am going to make it red. We'll put this here. And we're just gonna get owner, which is an actor component, and we're just gonna slide this in there. Maybe I'll just do that here. we're gonna get the owner. If the owner has get component by tag, skeleton mesh, any skeleton mesh with the character tag on it, is it valid? If it is valid, which again we're at to move all of this. So make things a little bit weird. I'm gonna put this up here. I don't know what, but actually. That should be fine. It's too close. I'm gonna put this right above the get owner class so you know exactly that we changed that. Or maybe I'll stick it a little bit higher. Get owner, then get skeleton mesh labeled character from the owner so we can use it. And we'll put that here. 222. We'll make this. I like to make just generic stuff blue. There we go. Nice and colorful. Again, I can add a comment here, so if you wanted to. Pretty much. If it is valid, if it does have a character mesh, we are going to get the anim instance from that character mesh. And that, as you can see with the root compiling thing, is actually a C++ class. We'll make this a little bit bigger here. So just so things aren't overlapping as much, it makes it a little bit nicer. Owner as character. If that doesn't work, again, mesh. If that doesn't work, we could try this. Or we could try to get player character mesh get mesh. So let's just gonna grab the player character, whatever the player character is, grab the mesh, then get the anim instance and put that out there. So whatever the character is, we're going to get that from whoever. 0 is the index of the main player of this current client, or the owning client. So whoever is the active player in this case is player 0. We really just duplicate this comment here. Sometimes down. Can't use as liar characters. Can't use. Oh, I want to change that. We gotta stop that. A full stop. Can't use. Period. As liar characters are not characters, but they're actors. Period. Using get owner instead. Period. Using get player character instead. And then yeah, we're getting the anim instance. Boom. So that should work. We're gonna save that. Buy that. Save it. Oh no, not save. Oh, I hit it. I was thinking it. I was thinking it, and then sorry, just grabbing some water. I was thinking it, and yep, didn't stop myself in time. But yeah, that's why I had to turn off autosave too, because like, I'm always saving. It's just this natural, like when you're doing Word or anything like that for work or anything. Just as a guy who uses the computer a lot, I'm just so used to just instantly hitting that save button. Do this, save. Do this, save. Do this, save. You never want to lose your work, right? You upload it, put it up somewhere. Ugh. Gotta stop, though. Okay, stop. One. I'm on stream. It's not like it's a giant long time, too, so. Ugh, already 9:55. I swear these... That's why I wanted to do game programming or stuff like that, because time flies when you're doing this stuff. Like I enjoy it, but like where I found it was a double-edged sword, because like you want to get something done, you're like, super excited to do something, and all of a sudden you blink and it's like, oh well, 10 hours is gone. You're like, oh shit, like I didn't get anything really done. It doesn't feel like it, man. Like it's, man, I just don't have enough time. That's how coding goes sometimes. All right, so again, we initiate our variables. Actually, event graph, yeah, it's nice and tight there. We initiate our available. We fixed CP post animation, right? That's nice and tight there. We're looking. Oh, this is really far. Do we need to put this that far? Swing that like here. Case. I don't think I need this one. It's already a pretty straight line. It's solid, perfectly straight. So, if it's valid, set it there. If it's not valid, which it already has a catch already in it. Oh, what is going on here? Delete that. If it's not valid, guess I could just do that. Then we're doing what we're already doing anyway. Getting the player character and adding the mesh. Which again, I don't think this will work, and I don't think this catch is gonna work, because that's the problem we're running into. Because they're both getting a character. The liar's not a character at all. It has nothing to do with character. It's just an actor. But for sake here, like I said, hopefully this first one works through. We're just getting an actor class. If it doesn't catch it and we still get errors, we might just have to change to get character and try to find component in the get actor and then find the component in the actor. Or maybe like get pawn. Yeah, we could, because we already have that exact thing here. We'll do that. We'll get pawn, get player pawn. Get mesh. The player pawn doesn't have a mesh. I thought player pawn would definitely have a mesh, but I guess not. Yeah. Guess not. So that's it. That's the end of this, right? That's the end of this post blueprint. We're done there. That's the end of the init. That's it. So we're done there. We'll go back to event graph. And then after that, it wants a manual load, which it's doing our getOz character function and sending that to our BP character customizer node. Get load as character, get manual load. And that's going to return a Boolean. So sometimes you're going to ask for a manual load, or manual load might be set. So again, to go back into init, we go back into our post animations, we control C, we grab that, we close this, we come here, we paste this. We can't use this guy. No, wrong way. Alright. Instead, what are we doing? Get an owner instead. So get owner. Just an actor. And we are going to break links to as character. So we're just going to get the actor instead. Right? And only the load is false are we going to load. Let's go into this. This is the main thing that we always do. Is the file save exist? If it does, load from file, get the save, and we're save character data. Let's make sure there's nothing here. Right, nicely lined up here like this. Getting the character variables. That's something we've looked at lots. Saving variables if the variables are not saved. Space. Then we're going to get my DT tables, get cables names, and save it. And if there's no rows found for some reason, it's going to see if it's the CC NPC, which most likely is not going to be because I'm not using those NPCs. And if that fails, it's going to get the default character and save it. Default character. It's just getting default character from the row. Which again, never worked for Lyra because getting the default character was a character. Still probably not going to work for Lyra because my default character is still character. It's good. My default character is my Finding Home Easy Survival game character. This character here. So it's not going to work for the Lyra stuff. But again, Lyra's second line, so I don't need this guy anymore. We got that. Go back to the event graph. So that's looking good. Beginning to play, looking pretty good. Next, definitely is event tick. It's a pretty big thing. So set expressions. Just gonna go through all the things to make sure. Sadly, I know there's a couple places where we're getting those red errors. So, again, BP post admin, which is now changed for us. This is another place where it could have erred, but now post admin blueprint is just an actor. So this might error on us later on. But we're gonna get the animation, the curves from said actor. Bring this in here. This is kind of as tight as we can get her without kind of crunching that all up. And that's it for expressions. So that's good. So we could close that there. On our character. Oh yeah, we can't change owner character, so we just left that as is, and we're just replacing whenever we see owner character. Save and load, we'll come back to, and we already tidied this up, so let's try to clean up our thing here. Next is, whoa. Look at that. Definitely seems like this is supposed to be the main event anyway. So, this is the main event. And from here, we have another event. From here, try to get tag from skeleton mesh. And this doesn't have to be within our comment box. Comment box is really lined up with the actual events and stuff, so we know what's going on. That's there. That's there. Can I put that there? Break this. Do a nice little link there. And what is going on here? So there you go. It's a little bit neater. And then we have these guys. Let's bring these guys line here. Just to kind of square them up. We're just going to drop them one by one. So we've got our thick black line here. We're going to go. There we go. Match it right up on the thick black line. We're going to nice and tight. Black line. Nice and tight. Menu widgets. So, saving load. Whoop. A lot of stuff is way over here. So we're going to the save and load, and we're checking here. There's no super character stuff. Set character data. We already looked at that. On load. And this. Apply character variables is down here. This is this big kind of method we have here. So drag these guys up to the top here. These are just because it is a method, as like input and outputs, which we're just not using. So I'm going to change this up the way I like to do things. Well, it kind of leaves some space for the save. Just a solid black there. Do that here for now. Again, 2 and 2 pretty much. Let's do just afterwards. We'll do sequence. Load morphs. We don't need this. Take that out. Load morph names. Mesh. So it's just taking it from the skeleton mesh. And again, that doesn't care, like, because we've already tried to get the mesh, and none of this is going to work without a mesh. So, but Lyra still has a mesh, so Lyra should still work either way for that. And that's just that mesh. Ooh. Mesh is a function. Do we see mesh? I guess this is the first time we're running into mesh. And again, mesh is getting character. It's doing this thing again. So we got our init variables here. Save load. So again, we could take this here. Oh, there you go, mesh. So when the function starts for mesh, or put this up here. We're gonna break links, and we're gonna get owner instead. Get owner. And then we're going to try to get the character tag. And this is that. But again, if it doesn't work, We go back to our owner character. No. Variables. Post. Then we'll get all of this. We'll get all of this. Control C. And we will close, and we will paste that here. Can't use as live character from my character, but we're using get player instead. So delete that. We'll keep that. We're going to delete this. We're also going to delete that. Whoop, Control Z. We're also going to delete that. And we're just going to have this kind of chilling here. And then, obviously, we lost our mesh function. We'll bring this up here. So again, it's just a big giant waste of space. And we just want the mesh. So we're just getting the mesh this time for our player character. Put that near there so we know we've changed that. So whatever our player character is, again, even if it's a liar character, we're gonna get the. Oh, I saved it. Well, it hasn't been that long. It wasn't too long. Yeah, it doesn't matter what the character is. Even if it's a liar character, we're gonna get the mesh from that. Taking oh yeah, it's done. I think yeah, it's done. Okay. But again, super easy to miss. It's just a nice function that's kind of like built in. Logging out a little bit here, getting like 12 frames. Computer's having a hard time at life. I'm not sure why. Yeah, just drop frames. 1 second. Task manager. Might have to look into that. Desktop window manager. It's in my Windows System 32, which I know you do not touch. Desktop Window Manager exe. Huh? On Windows 10 and type in Device Manager in search bar, click the entity that appears, display adapters, right click the GPU settings, update the driver in the drop down. Apparently I have to do another GPU update, I guess? Because Desktop Window Manager is destroying my computer. I've never seen that before. It's dropped me down to like crazy low frames. Alright, I'll try to ignore it for now because I'm in the middle of stream. Alright, and hopefully it just gets better. But yeah, so that's a super simple method to miss, and that's why we have to check them. Get all methods made, that's a C++ class. So we can close these two because we're done with them. We now have it getting an actor instead of the both things. So we can close this, we close this. We're on this here. So now that we got meshes by name, we got it nice clean for our variable break here. We'll drag this over. If I could just drag this down a bit, I wouldn't mind trying to get this just under that branch. Whoa, this 12 frames is brutal. Oh man. It was just random too. It just like kicked in and it's like, oh. Yeah, Windows is gonna destroy your computer now. Sorry. What else is taking up my GPU? System. System also is taking up my GPU. Must be some sort of like update it's trying to do right now. Midstream, great. Oh my god. There we go. Can't even click. I only have a certain amount of time left. I'm not going to be able to stream and do my graphics card at the same time. I was hoping this would end. Alright guys, I'm gonna have to end stream early here sadly, and kind of fix this because it's not going down. It's probably asking for a desktop manager set, but that's what I'm going to be working on, is trying to get all the unfortunately diving into each method in each class of the character customizer and finding out where it set characters and change them all to actors so that I can work with both the regular characters as well as the actors. That way we get a nice character customized, whatever you pick, whatever you choose characters for, even the shooter game and stuff like that, or the domination mode. Alright, thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I really hope you guys enjoy. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you next week, or Sunday, sorry. Cheers.